Hello and welcome back to the Last Thoughts Bob podcast. As ever, I'm joined by James Hawkins and Reece Hurd. Boys, first home game yesterday, first loss, first red card.
Yeah. I just don't know what to say, to be honest.
Poor display, wasn't it?
Poor. Abysmal, to be honest. We were abysmal from start to finish. Defensively, like Reece quite rightly said on the fan cam, we were okay. Okay, meaning that again we have one guy in there that just simply can't defend, and I bloody hope he ain't in the team at MK next week.
I wonder who that mystery man is.
I wonder who.
I think you've been a bit harsh. Zakawani's played quite well for us.
Again, Lewis was right on the fan cam that has mysteriously mucked himself up, but he said that the team selection was wrong, which is correct. It was.
Yeah, it was.
Burnham Wright should never have been playing. I was speaking to Wright in the changing room before the game, and he couldn't quite believe he was playing holding midfield.
Really?
Yeah. He said he doesn't see me as a holding midfielder. So
Yeah, it's weird,
why am I
isn't it?
playing there?
Yeah. And especially after Tuesday night when Darren Oldacre literally ran the show.
Well, yeah, and playing him and Burn in a midfield, because Burn's naturally a defensive midfielder anyway. So even before the start of the game, we'd set up defensively
Yeah.
at home, and then the front two again. Josh Parker.
It's not a striker.
How well? I don't even think he's a footballer, to be honest.
No, he's good at wing back.
How
Cut him some slack. He's alright at wing back.
He's alright. I wouldn't say he's good.
He's alright.
He's alright. He can do a
he
job.
does
Yeah,
the job,
I mean, when
does
I
the
see him
job.
play up front, I question how we've given him a 2-year deal.
He's not a striker, that's the problem. We're playing a wing back up front.
He's got no movement, got no intelligence.
Like Reece said, in pre-season, he's got a winger's brain.
Yeah, he has.
He's got no cutting edge about him. Like that chance he had at the back post yesterday, he should score.
But performance-wise, our general play wasn't good enough.
Looked really slow, didn't it?
Yeah, balls in behind, trying to play a long ball up to two big men was hopeless, because both of them stood in the same blade of grass and didn't move like Doncaster. And when you play better sides like Bradford, they will end up punishing you, and that's what happened. And they could have had two if it had not been for a shocking miss. So
I'll move on to Reece then. 270 minutes without a goal.
Yeah, and I feel a bit bad digging him out all the time, but so many people have said it, is that all the time Parker's playing up front, we are going to struggle to score. I mean, there was a couple of times yesterday, especially in the first half, where Wilkinson's dropped a little bit deeper, picked the ball up from the right hand side, and he started coming across the box, dribbling across the area with the ball. And basically, when he's doing that, in an ideal world, he's probably looking for his strike partner to make a clever run in behind so he can thread that ball through and behind the defence. No run came. Where's Parker? Standing on the opposite side of the pitch.
Yeah.
It's like there's
Well, there was one situation, wasn't there, where we were out on the right hand side and both Wilkinson and Parker were trying to deliver a ball. To who?
Yeah.
Who are you possibly delivering that ball to? Because both strikers are out there.
But in fairness, out of the two, you'd rather Parker be crossing the ball because the height Wilkinson possesses.
They should be out there.
This is the problem that with this wing-back system at the moment. I've reiterated it so many times. When you play the wing-back system, the wing-backs have to get on. Ogilvie, O'Neill, very good defensively in my opinion, don't give you enough going forward, which means you rely solely on Lee Martin for creativity, and that's the problem at the moment. If we had Garmston and Wagstaff playing wing back, different story, because they like to go forward, and these two, like I say, they are good defenders, but when you're playing this role, especially at home, your wing backs have to offer you something going forward. It should be them getting up to get the crosses in, and it ain't happening.
And even in worst case scenario, as we said, Parker could play wing back and get forward.
Yeah, you could do. You can move Ogilvie in centre half, or
you can move
on a
O'Neill in
bench
centre
or
half.
whatever.
You saw it at Reading Tuesday night when we had Park on one side and Wagstaff the other. The wing back system worked for us.
Yeah, they got forward well.
Yeah. So
And Parker showed that he's better at wing back than he is at striker.
Yeah, exactly.
Next point then, Conor Wilkinson played alright yesterday, but one moment of stupidity.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and complain. It was a red card. I've seen it back. Still think it's a red card.
You know what, Josh? You know what? I can't get over the reaction of all the Gills fans in the Rainham end. It is a stone wall red card.
Yeah.
And I think the reaction was for the Bradford players, the way they run over. So you're telling me that if that had happened to a Gills player,
we'd have done the same.
It would happen exactly the same. And the thing is that
we used to do it all the time.
the thing is, it doesn't matter if he doesn't catch him. At the end of the day, the rule book states if you come 2 feet off the ground with intent, it is a straight red card.
And it's not like it's a slow challenge either. He's fluent.
If he doesn't move out of the way, he breaks his leg.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the rule book now is pretty black and white. It's if you leave the ground, you're out of control of your body, you get a red card. There is no way when he jumps 4 foot off the ground is he in control of his body. It's a red card. Contact, lack of contact is irrelevant. Right, say the Bradford players con the ref, so you're like, he has had to take evasive action to get out of the way of that challenge. Otherwise, like James says, Wilkinson hits him, he breaks his leg. If you have to, it's not a dive, he's had to take evasive action to avoid the tackle, meaning it's a red card every single day of the week.
I mean, I think the reception was for the fact that Bradford player was rolling around despite not being touched, and he wasn't touched, but it doesn't change the fact that it was a red card.
Yeah.
Like you say, he's come off the ground 2 feet. He's out of control.
It's stupid. He doesn't need to do it. He's obviously frustrated for some reason because he actually played quite well yesterday.
And I see one nonsense tweet saying he was blocking an area.
No.
How is that blocking an area?
No, he's not blocking an area. How can he be blocking an area when he's dived 20 yards off the ground?
Yeah.
Because he hasn't done it from like a side on close up. He's he's jumped a good 20 yards to try and hit this bloke, hasn't he?
He's gone in with intent, and that's the problem.
Yeah, he has gone in with intent, and it's the 3-game ban, and
it looks like Parker beat up for
no. Nash come on yesterday with 5-6 minutes to go, won 3 fouls and got us up the pitch.
Nash was
Play
like
the
striker
kid.
yesterday, yeah.
Play him.
Like I said to you at half time, he's got to get minutes. How else is he going to learn?
I don't understand why we're playing a winger when we're playing a winger up front when we've got a good enough striker sitting on the bench in Liam Nash. I just don't understand it.
But you've got Kundle there as well.
It goes back, Josh. It goes back to the same problems as last year, playing square pegs in round holes.
Yeah.
That is the issue. Is that we've got the depth. Pennock has no excuse now to play people out of position. He shouldn't be doing it, and he's still doing it.
This is the thing. I think a lot of people think now is that if we play the next 3 games with Eves and Parker up front, it's probably going to be another 3 games without a goal. Because I'm not going to dig out Wilkinson a lot. It was a stupid thing to do. But like you say, James, I thought he played all right. I tweeted that, and a couple of people replied saying, "What am I talking about? He was useless." I thought he was okay.
He done the job, didn't he?
If he was useless, what was Parker then?
Yeah.
There was maybe a couple of times where he tried to have 1 touch too many on the ball, and maybe he should have just had a strike on goal. But he was lively enough. He got involved, and maybe if he had a more intelligent partner next to him, he might have looked a little bit better than he did.
I heard that one of the commentators on the the iFollow thing said that Parker impressed him both up front and out wide.
Well, out wide. When he went out wide, he was fine.
What game was he watching though? How did he impress him up front?
Out wide, he was fine. He made a couple of runs. The reason why he looks all right out wide because he's a winger.
But yeah, because it's his natural
position.
position.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how he's managed to see that. Maybe looking at Zakawani instead of Parker.
Well, I do want to talk about this at the start. And it's not just yesterday, it goes back to last season as well. Probably one of the big things that separates good managers from average ones is the way they manage games. What I'm saying is substitutes. Pennock ain't got a clue how to use his bench properly. Not a clue. Why, regardless of whether we've got 10 men or 11, why with 88 minutes on the clock, 1-0 down, I've got 1 strike on the pitch?
Yeah.
Go for the game, didn't you? You're already losing.
If you lose 2-0, you lose 2-0. So
even with 10 men, you'd rather chuck men forward and lose 2-0 than lose 1-0 without trying.
So I mean, like I said to you, there was times like in the second half, Wright and Burn practically holding hands. on the halfway line. They're doing nothing for us there. Get Oldacre on.
I thought both of them were so poor yesterday.
They were poor.
They were awful.
They were poor. But I said to James, first half, their goal, for example, alright, the cross could maybe be stopped or Poland could be picked up. The nearest player from the back four is about 30 yards away.
Yeah.
Where's the defensive midfielders then helping out? I don't recall them doing anything defensively, offensively during the game yesterday in midfield.
But I don't know how we can go from what was a fantastic first half showing at Reading to that, because that yesterday was awful, and that's the worst we played in the 3 games so far. I know it's very early, but in the 3 games so far, that is without doubt the worst game of football we've played.
I'll tell you what, Josh, it might be a little bit harsh here, but that is one of the worst games from the Gills side I've seen in a number of years.
Yeah.
It was really, really poor. And in terms of what I mean is in terms of general play, moving the ball, we got no one on the ball. I don't think I remember us stringing 5 passes together yesterday. It was a lump up to the forward that couldn't hold it. We didn't get wingers involved or our wing backs involved. Our centre halves had no option. We just had nothing. All we looked to fret from, I put a tweet out saying, all we looked to fret from was set pieces.
That's been the same.
Right, and the thing is that if we're going to look to fret from set pieces every game this season, how many set pieces are you going to score throughout the season? You're not going to score an awful lot.
Yeah.
So, in terms of us struggling to score goals, Pennant needs to take action big time because we are going to struggle.
This is the thing, right? I'm not for a second saying get Pennant out now because he needs a bit more time. But
I even said that in my view from the stands, and when I'm saying that,
Dom touched on it as well. Peter Taylor was majorly slaughtered as manager of this football club for playing 3 at the back at home.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't score. I can't see that this is going to be an awful lot different, to be honest. All the time we're playing 3 at the back. But we've got players to play at 4-4-2.
But not only that, Reece, Taylor was slaughtered for not leaving a man up from corners, defending corners. We done the same yesterday.
At the end of the day, I'm going to give Pennock 10 games. 10 games because, if you think about it, he's then had 31 games as a Gillingham manager, and he's won 4.
Which, the excuse last season was it's not his squad, they're not his type of players. He's got it all now.
Yeah, yes.
Excuses can't carry on.
Let's move aside from Pennant for a minute, because I do want to speak about him later. The final question on the game, if you want, is where are the goals actually going to come from? Because I haven't got a clue.
Well, the goals are at Wimbledon, mate. That's where the goals are. I don't know why we didn't give Colin McDonald a lifetime contract, because we've shipped him for Tom Eves and Josh Parker, 2 crap footballers. They are crap, both of them. They're rubbish.
One's a donkey, one can't.
Yeah,
play up
they're crap, both of them. And if Gills fans think that we're going to score with them 2 up front together, you've got nothing coming. The only way we're going to score goals if Kundal and Nash are on the pitch, or we need another forward. Pennant needs to go and sign someone.
The only way I
don't know where he's going to get them from.
The only way I can see us scoring goals is if we loan some teenage prodigy in from a Premier League side, and he has that Dominic Samuel effect where we start actually playing alright and scoring some goals.
Do you think it's more the strikers that are the problem, or it's the lack of service coming to them?
It's a bit of both. It's a bit of both. Martin can't do it all by himself.
Even if we have McDonald, even if we have McDonald up front at the moment, who's going to set him up a chance?
Yeah.
Apart from Martin,
no, exactly.
No one.
But the trouble is, this team doesn't look like it's played 3-5 minutes live, does it?
This is what I was saying to you, that I think, having been to most of the friendlies, we bought into it a little bit and we're fooled a little bit by it. We thought actually we might be alright when we put in 12 past Chatham, whatever.
Yeah, I know.
And no, we're very short in terms of quality in attacking areas at the moment.
We are. Martin's not going to do it all by himself. I said,
and it's not fair on him to do it all.
Well, I said when I was asked what do we need, and we need an attacking midfielder. The areas that's the thing. We've got rid of Daka, we've got rid of Cody. One was going to go, one shouldn't have gone. Yeah. And we haven't replaced them. And when you don't replace that quality, you get punished. And that's the thing, is that the Daks of this world are hard to come by, because he's something else, isn't he?
But not only that, goal scorers cost money that we don't have, and we've let one go for nothing.
But saying that, you've got an actual goal scorer sitting on your bench at the moment in Liam Nash. Give the boy a chance.
As you and me said many times, the goalpost
doesn't move, and he's got 27 goals last year, and we're playing 3 forwards played yesterday, and they've scored 7 goals in the last year. So Nash has got double that. Yeah. I know it's at a lower level, but play the kid because he's the closest we've got.
It looks really raw and full of confidence as well. It's not as if he's out of his element, because he looked better than all of the forwards that played yesterday.
He come on and did more in 6 minutes than Parker did for 70. So
that's the thing. He come on. Like I say, he played 5 minutes. He drew 2 or 3 fouls. Well, at the rate we're looking, set pieces are our best route to goal. Look at the one we had disallowed from a free kick, which he won.
He's standing on the goal line.
If that's our best opportunity to score, him winning fouls, we're going to have to play him.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe our fans celebrated that yesterday. He was stood on the goal line.
Yeah. I know.
Gills fans for you. Right, one more question on the strikers is, obviously you've answered it, so I'll just go to Reece. Do we need another striker? If so, have you got anyone in mind?
Do we need another one? I don't know. I think we need more in terms of creativity. Like, we need... I'd say that we need another number 10, but we don't, because Martin's going to play there. The point I'm trying to get is we need to abandon this 3-5-2 system right now, sign 2 nippy wingers, and let's actually play some simple 4-4-2 stuff. Let's get the ball out wide. If Wilkinson and Eves are these giant strikers, they need crosses. That's where their service is going to be. And when we're playing wing-back system, where the wing-backs don't cross the halfway line, there's not going to be any crosses, is there? It's not rocket science. I think not so much Eves, as I said on the fan cam. Eves, don't do it for me. But Wilkinson I like, Nash and Kundal I like. So if you could play 2 of the 3 and maybe get some decent service into them, we might. Because even McDonald at times, a lot of his goals come from crosses, not him necessarily scoring them, but a bit of pressure on the defender and they've not cleared it properly, and he's just picked up the pieces, which is what Nash or Kundal might be able to do.
Fox in the box players, isn't they?
We need 1 nippy winger at least, if not 2. More than strikers in my opinion.
Pennock then, did he get out of the team right yesterday? A win percentage of 16 now.
No, he didn't. I like AD. I really, really do like AD. He's a nice guy, but it goes back to
Justin Edinburgh was a nice bloke.
Well, he wasn't.
When I met him, it goes
back to nice only gets you so far, and unfortunately, he did get the team wrong.
Where's Plan B? We can't rely on 3-5-2 every single game.
And I think where he more got it wrong was, like Reece said, he left it far too late. Why 10 men at home at 1-0 down? Have we still not got more than 1 striker on the pitch? There should be 3 forwards on the pitch.
Yeah.
There should be Nash, Kundal and Eves as a 4-3-3 and just gone for it. Because what have we got to lose? If we go and lose 2 or 3 nil,
1-0 down,
at least we've gone for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And Pennock then says come out like we've gone down fighting. No, we haven't, mate. We're 10 minutes ago. Bradford are passing around the low box, taking the piss.
We've had enough chances to win 5 or 6 games.
We had 2 shots on target.
We didn't have 1 shot on target from general play yesterday.
I can recall. Lacey had a header first half, which went wide. Byrne blazed one over in the first half. Parker missed that sitter in the second half. Yeah. And Wright missed the free header. Yeah. So how's that going to win you 5 or 6 games? 4 chances. Yeah. He's talking like this. This is what it is with AD. He does say some things that wind me up. Like, me and Don both said it this morning. There was a quote on the Gills Twitter from him saying, we gave it our all and we gave a really good account of ourselves. And we both said this is going to be the new chomping at the bit quote for this season.
We gave it a right old go.
It's alright, we can lose every week, but we're giving it a go.
Yeah.
He's such a nice bloke, but
yeah, but that's the thing.
He says things that just infuriate you.
But that's the thing. You know, if he gets a say who's coming down, he'll be worse.
I don't think the fans are going to stand for it, though. The fans won't stand for it this time. I think they were content when Taylor come in the first time. because they knew he did an okay job.
Yeah.
But I don't think the fans are going to stand for it this time.
I know in
You
his
saw the crowd yesterday, Josh.
I know in his first spell at Gills he done great and whatever, but his second spell at Gills, I've not hated the Gillingham manager as much as that in my life.
Josh, I looked out at the tunnel yesterday when the kick-off, and I looked around the stadium and I thought, this is bloody empty.
Well, I see it was like our lowest opening game
Yeah,
attendance for ages.
Nick Ball said it was down on last season's, like, weren't even close.
And apparently there was more away fans this year than the first game last year.
There you go.
So people have been saying it for years. The crowds have been dwindling, and people could keep batting it away, saying it's nothing, it's nothing, it's nothing. Well, proof's in the numbers.
If Taylor comes in, that's going to drop.
Do you know what I mean? People there are so many people. I've seen it on forums. People saying, "No, I'm not coming back anymore." All the time, Taylor and Pennick stood around, and people think it's empty threats. People are staying away.
Yeah.
Mugs like us say we're not going to go, and then we do it anyway out of our love for the club. But some people obviously find it easier to stay away than we do.
Yeah, I know. We'll always be.
We're not saying Pennick should go right this minute, but I wouldn't be surprised if at some stage during the season that time comes, and just
With a win percentage of 16% though, do you actually have some faith in him?
It's up for me. I'll answer that when the transfer window shuts. See if he gets these 2 or 3 players. Because the thing is, defensively, if everyone's fit, I think defensively we're okay. We've defended okay in the game so far.
Take back Sam out of the situation, we've defended perfectly.
So if we could sign a couple of decent attacking players, I don't think we're that far away from being a half-decent side.
No, we're not.
If he sets us up properly.
Yeah.
It's the formation, it is the formation.
So
3-5-2 is killing us.
There's too much space between the DMs and the attacking mid. Far too much.
So I
Where's
think
the link up?
there is a bit of potential in this side. He just needs to get the right couple of players in to tide us over, and then he just needs to start being a bit more clever in the way he manages games.
Had he played Wagstaff right wing back, O'Neill as the third centre half instead of Amar, Parker left wing back, and Nash and Wilkinson, can guarantee you
we might have won, yeah.
I don't think we would have lost that game yesterday.
And that's the thing, the personnel was
Because
wrong
Ava cost us
yesterday.
the first goal for blocking Holy, and he nearly cost us the second goal for the stupid pass back.
But not only was he blocking Holy, he let his man go. It was this man that scored.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So, and I mean the back pass is just
If he
the
wants
worst
to
I've
stick,
seen.
if he wants to stick with the system, he's got to start playing the right players in the right positions.
I seriously, I don't know how Amos to do.
Well, he's under contract, that's why.
But how was Pennock not put him on the transfer list? Nelson's on the transfer list, but Amos isn't. No, I'm not defending Nelson, but explain that.
It was like a number, I suppose, when at the time when he transferred listed Nelson, Amor was our only centre half.
Yeah.
I still believe that Amor's days in this starting 11 are numbered. I think anyway. I'd like to think he's not that daft to be blind to it. I think when O'Neill, Lacey, Zakwani, Ogilvie, and that are all fit, surely all of them are ahead of him. You'd like to think.
Yeah.
Got to be.
In our,
He was raving about Lacey yesterday.
I mean, in our plans they are.
He was very good as well.
But in Pennock's, are they ahead of him? Do you know what I mean? In our plans, they're miles ahead of Amor.
You'd like to think.
Yeah,
I
but
think he only pulled off Lacey yesterday
That's-
because he'd not.
He's
He said it crap.
fitness.
He said it was crap.
Yeah.
But if Pennock was saying last season he wants his players, so he signed Lacey, he signed Zakwani, he signed O'Neill. There's 3, his players. So you'd think when they're all fit together, it's going to be them 3.
Yeah, hopefully. Obviously, Lacey nearing full fitness now, isn't he? Nearing. He didn't look fully fit yesterday, but he's sort of coming back.
He looked very good first half.
He's
Yeah,
tidy.
I
He
thought
was very
okay.
tidy. There was a couple of challenges over the left-hand side where he just kept putting the ball out, and I just feel that's fantastic. That's all we need. Just keep
That's
doing
what
that.
Zakwani does.
Yeah.
Just when he needs to, the ball goes out.
I think Abram needs to spend more time watching them two.
Yeah, because Lacey looks a
Basics.
more advanced player.
And he's younger, isn't he?
In the one game he's had in League One, he's younger.
Yeah.
Like
Amos
we
had
were saying,
like 3
when,
full seasons in League One.
when Eamon made that back pass, the first thing he did was start moaning at other people.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
At the end of the day, you've got the ball at your feet there. You just stick it away.
Not only that, he's standing there moaning. Are you not going to at least try and run back? I mean, you're not going to catch it, but at least try. And there was one moment where Bradford went on the counter-attack and he was sat on the edge of the Bradford box after we took a set piece. Literally sat. I'm not talking about standing watching the ball. Sat down. He doesn't care. Sorry, he done that interview with Matt, saying that he cares. He doesn't. Actions speak louder than words.
You're right.
And he does not care.
Actions do speak louder than words. Like Reece said, his days are numbered, I think.
I think they are.
I can't think of... okay, he done alright at Reading. He done his job at Reading. But other than that, what's he done well?
No, in Reading, he played as the middle centre half, so he couldn't get caught out.
That's what I said.
Whereas he's gone from playing on the left side of the three at Doncaster to playing on the right side of the three yesterday.
Yeah.
It is technically it's still centre half, but there is a difference.
Yeah,
playing on the left side to the right side.
You get pulled out. You get pulled out over the side.
Whereas in the middle, he's got cover either side.
I said to you at Reading, look, Matt Savins down the centre. I bet he don't have a bad game because he doesn't get pulled out because he shouldn't be playing in those wide positions as a right or left centre half.
If we are playing,
he hasn't got enough pace to get out there.
If we are playing him, I'd rather him be in the centre.
Yeah,
because someone like Zakuani has got the pace to catch someone.
No, Zakuani would just kill someone. Yeah, just knock him into a stand.
But if someone does manage to get past him, which they won't, because Zakuani is the boy. He has got the pace to catch up, as has Lacey. But Amer, he hasn't. You can see that he hasn't got the pace to do it. So let's move on to the last point then. How would you set up at MK Dons and who starts up front?
No, you see, at MK, I would keep this three at the back system.
It's a massive pitch, isn't it?
How I would go, obviously Holy. I would go O'Neill, Zakuani, Lacey, with wing backs of Wagstaff and Ogilvie. I would go Bingham, Oldacre, Martin, and perhaps a bit controversial, I'd go Cundall and Nash. I played both of them. I think Bradford yesterday, they played Polian and what's his name, Jones.
Yeah.
Neither of them are big physical strikers. They both look to be a nuisance basically, and it can work. I've both of them that look to get him behind.
Is Bingham going to be fit?
Well, whilst you was doing your fan cams yesterday, I think Owen shouted over to him. I think it was Owen.
It was Owen.
He shouted over to him and he said, like, when you bat, he said, maybe next week, like 50-50. Maybe. Which, you know, if he's playing next week, he's not fully
Well,
fit.
if it isn't, then I would go Oldacre, Byrne and Martin.
Byrne was awful.
I'd probably take out Ogilvie.
Yeah, I would.
I'd probably play Parker.
I'd put Parker wing back.
He doesn't get forward, Ogilvie.
Yeah,
He irritated me
at
at Donny. He irritated the life out of me. He got to the halfway line, stopped. He reminded me so much of Joe Martin.
Thing is, like, with this Spurs youngster, I think, defensively he's sound. Can't fault him. And that's why he should be part of the back three.
Yeah.
But when O'Neill with Zakuani and Lacey are fit, he's not going to get in that back three.
No.
So I would drop him for Parker, the same as you.
Or just play a sensible formation. Like, he can play as a left back, which is his position.
Yeah.
Not a centre half or a left wing back, where they're putting him in between the two.
You actually suggested playing a player in their actual position.
Our back four.
We're playing a wing back up front.
Look at that back four. O'Neill, Lacey, Zakuani and Oakley.
Left wing, Garmston,
Right.
if he's fit.
That back four.
Or you could even play Parker left wing.
Yeah. That back four is as sound as you're going to get for us.
Or you could play Martin on the left, Wagstaff on the right, Bingham, Oldacre in the middle.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
You've got two solid banks of four then.
But Byrne and Wright were awful yesterday, so I honestly would start Ben Chapman at MK.
I just wonder if sometimes coaches and managers just try to overcomplicate the game. Like, you don't see 4-4-2 very often anymore. Why?
No, you don't.
Leicester won the league with it in the Prem.
Leicester still playing it now.
I think
They sit back, soak it up, counter attack, pace up front. We haven't got any pace.
We've
up front
never
yet.
done things the basic way though, have we? Last time we played 4-4-2, we won the title with it in League 2.
Yeah, exactly. And we didn't have
Says it all, didn't it?
and we didn't have real pace up front, did we? Burton, Kedwell.
No, but we had. Everyone knew what they were doing in all their
Everyone knew their role.
Like I shouted out yesterday, those players care a lot, an awful lot, but some of them have not got a brain.
Thing is, I was looking at the side yesterday whilst he was playing. I was like, this side just lacks quality.
It does. I feel sorry for the likes of Martin,
Yeah.
Zakuani.
You can see
Because
yesterday.
they're
he was
trying
getting-
to they're trying to play and O'Neill. They're trying to play and they're trying to create stuff. Martin picked the ball up and was driving at Bradford yesterday in the first half. He looked up and Parker and Wilkinson had both gone completely opposite ways.
Yeah.
And Martin couldn't pick out any of them. And then he's gone.
You
like at his arms.
You could see Martin was getting really aggravated yesterday, and I can't blame him because they're leaving him with no other option than to shoot from 35 yards.
Just at MK, I like Reece said, I'll keep the system, but you've got to play players that are comfortable playing in their roles.
Which isn't a wing back up front, which isn't a left back at left wing back. Like, do you know what I mean? They're two totally different roles.
Yeah.
If he's playing Ogilvie, he's got to be the left side of the centre halves. I think anyway, because he defends well. He just
does
can't
defend
attack.
well. He does. But yeah, I still wouldn't play Eves. I'd play the two nippier ones together. Let them cause some problems. Because like I said to you, it's been the same all 3 games where we've just let the opposition have the ball. You know, we're not pressing. We're not.
No.
And at this, last time I checked, Barcelona don't play in League One. So if you put pressure and have some high energy pressing on any defence in League One, they will eventually give you chances. And we don't. Look at Aim. They put some pressure on Aimer. He gave him a chance. Therefore, they missed it. That's what League One central defenders generally aren't great footballers.
But
so
to
if
be
you
fair,
get people in and around them.
To be fair, if we was given a chance of that, we'd pass it to the keepers because we're too nice. It's like, no, it's right. You keep the ball. You made a mistake. Have it back.
So I'd play them both. Two people that know that both are strikers. But they'll both look to get in behind. And to be fair, I thought Cundall at Reading, when he dropped deeper to pick the ball up, I thought he did quite well with it. He held it up quite well, got turned on it. I'd play both of them. Because we ain't scored yet, so let's try something different.
Yeah, I know.
Before we end, any final thoughts or topics? Anything?
No, not really. I've done enough moaning for today, I think.
I feel really downbeat now.
I've done plenty. I just want to see something different at MK.
Yeah.
Something's got to change, and something's got to change fast because, unfortunately for AD, some of the fans, because of what happened last year and the record last year, it might only take some of the fans to lose their patience after 5 games, not 10.
Well, in that view from the stands I've done last night, there's one tweet already panic out.
You go. People patience has worn thin already.
I don't blame them, but I'm going to give him more time.
We get to 5 games and we've lost all games and not scored.
Because the problem is that the recruitment's been okay. He's signed good defenders, whatever, but it's the tactics. It's the way. It's the starting 11s he picks. It's the way he uses the bench. That's what's winding people up. And if he can't change that, that's what's going to really irritate people. I was screaming yesterday.
Yeah.
Why is nothing changing? Why if you can use 3 subs? Why, with 80 minutes on the clock, are they all still just sitting down?
It was as bad as last season, wasn't it?
What was that? Northampton, when if we lost, if we won, if we drew, it didn't matter to us.
No.
Because it would have only mattered if Port Vale had scored. We made no subs.
Yeah.
We didn't try and win the game. He's just so.
Thing is,
doesn't like using the bench.
At Northampton, we played for a draw. If Port Vale would have scored, we'd have been down. We had to go for the win.
Exactly.
We didn't.
We got away with it.
It's been the same this season again.
Just don't get it. Like, how do you think a striker can come on and make an impact on 88 minutes?
He can't, unless he has a glaring open goal, which we didn't.
No.
Don't get it. Don't get it. That's where coming up from non-league and the football league, he needs to learn it. And like you say, James, he's going to need to learn it quickly. Otherwise, people that aren't going to take too long to start getting the hump with it. Because all right. To some people, we're not losing 3-0, 4-1, whatever. We're only losing 1-0. End of the day, it's no points. You don't get more points for letting in less goals. No. It's points that get you up the table, not goals or goals conceded. We've not won a game yet. So yeah, it's just his in-game management that I think needs to be better, and he needs to sort of decide how best to use his own players. You know, they are his players now. He should know how best to use them, and at the moment, I don't think he does.
Yeah. Right, anyway, that's enough moaning for one day. So, as always, up Gills.